Hey guys, Eric Upton here, and here with me is Sean. A lot of you guys know both of us, and we're talking about worship for a second. We're about to engage with it. The band is getting ready right now, and it reminds me of this story when Jesus was passing through the town of Samaria, and along his way, he came across this woman who was at a well, and he asks her for a drink. And a lot of us look at that and we're like, okay, what's the big deal? Well, you have to understand that woman was trying to avoid everyone by going when the sun was setting and no one else was there. And all of a sudden there's this guy and he asks her, hey, can you give me this drink? And as they begin to talk and have this conversation, Jesus reveals that he knows a lot about her life and her past and everything that she's done, both good and bad. And she's amazed by this and responds and says, well, I have this question. Clearly you're a prophet. You know about God. So what's the deal with worship? How does that work? What do I need to know about worship? And in his response, Jesus says to her, he says, you know, there's going to come a time when true worshipers are going to worship in spirit and in truth. And they're going to come before the Father and they're going to praise his name. And I think a lot of times we miss out on that. Sean, what do you think it means to be a true worshiper? What does that look like for us and as we prepare our hearts?
I think as a true worshiper is you give your heart to God. And not only just sing the songs, but you lift out your heart. You lift out your heart to God. And more than that, worshiping is in between you and God. Even though there are lots of people, your friends around you, but it's only in between you and God. That's the time you really can focus on God. You really can even talk to God. It's a different type of prayer too. You know, the lyrics is on the screen, but what this lyrics means to you is because that your heart is saying to Jesus, you're gonna tell your Lord how much you love him, even though like we don't deserve, you know, to be loved, but he loves us unconditional. So worshiping is all like the matter of giving yourself to him. Give the first priority to him with that attitude of gratitude, you know, all of the thanksgiving.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned that it's a lot like a prayer. I'm talking to a lot of students who say, you know, I want to pray and I want to talk to God. I just don't know what to say. And how great is it that we have a time where we have words on a screen that sometimes really, really do a good job of reflecting how we feel about God, but don't exactly know how to put it. What would it mean to you tonight if when you came up to worship, you did what Sean suggested and you just blocked everyone else around you out and you pretended this room was empty. It was just you and God. And you don't have to know what to say. You don't have to have the right words because they're up on the screen. And maybe during the first song, it's not as much just listening to the music or watching the band. Maybe you're focusing on the words. Maybe you're not singing them, but you're praying them in your heart. Because what we're about to do is connecting with God. We're about to engage with the Holy Spirit. And this is an opportunity for you, the true worshipers, to worship our Creator in spirit and in truth. So let's not talk to our friends. Let's not miss this opportunity. Let's worship God.
What you've done, when I see your open arms of love, welcome me.